In today's fast-moving world, everyone wants success, respect, peace, and a meaningful life. People work hard, chase goals, earn money, and try to improve themselves, but many still feel confused, stressed, or unfulfilled. The real problem is not lack of effort, but lack of direction. We are busy, but not effective. We react to situations instead of consciously designing our lives. This is where the concept of personal effectiveness becomes extremely important. Effectiveness is not about doing more work. It is about doing the right work with the right mindset. True success begins from within, not from external achievements. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is one of the most powerful and timeless books ever written on personal development and leadership. This book does not promise overnight success or shortcuts. Instead, it teaches deep principles that help individuals transform their thinking, behavior, and character. These habits are not tricks or techniques. They're life-changing principles that guide a person toward long-term success and inner satisfaction. Millions of people across the world, including leaders, entrepreneurs, students, and professionals, have applied these habits to improve their personal and professional lives. In this video summary, we will explore the core life lessons from this legendary book in a simple, practical, and easy-to-understand way. The goal is not just to give information, but to help you reflect on your own life. Every habit discussed in this book encourages self-awareness, responsibility, discipline, and purpose. It teaches how to move from dependence to independence, and finally to interdependence, which is the highest level of human effectiveness. Many people blame circumstances, luck, or other people for their problems. However, this book strongly emphasizes that real change starts from inside. When you change the way you see the world around you also begins to change. These habits help you build strong character, improve relationships, manage time wisely, and live a value-based life. They are relevant not only for success and career, but also for happiness, mental peace, and emotional balance. If you truly want to become effective in your thinking, actions, decisions, and relationships, this book offers a clear roadmap. This video is designed to guide you through that roadmap step by step, so you can apply these lessons in your daily life and create lasting positive change. The book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, was written by Stephen R. Covey, a globally respected educator, leadership expert, and motivational speaker. First published in 1989, this book quickly became a worldwide bestseller and has influenced millions of readers across generations. Stephen Covey believed that true success is based on principles, not personality tricks. His teachings focus on character ethics, values, and long-term thinking rather than short-term results. Stephen R. Covey spent many years researching successful individuals, leaders, and organizations. He discovered that highly effective people follow universal principles such as integrity, responsibility, fairness, and service. These principles remain constant across cultures and time. Covey's work combines psychology, philosophy, leadership studies, and real-life experiences, making the book practical and deeply meaningful. The author was also a professor, consultant, and founder of Franklin Covey, a global training organization. His ideas are used in schools, businesses, governments, and personal development programs worldwide. This book is considered a foundation for modern self-improvement literature and continues to guide people who want purposeful, balanced, and value-driven lives. Its timeless message encourages discipline, empathy, leadership, clarity, resilience, collaboration, patience, growth, accountability, humility, consistency, purpose, wisdom, service, balance, and action daily. The main objective of this video is to help you clearly understand what true effectiveness really means and how you can apply it in your daily life. Most people measure success only by money, position, or recognition, but this video aims to shift your perspective toward inner growth, strong character, and long-term fulfillment. Through the life lessons of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, this video will guide you to build a solid foundation for personal and professional success based on timeless principles rather than temporary motivation. One of the key purposes of this video is to help you move from a reactive lifestyle to a proactive one. Many people live on autopilot mode, reacting emotionally to situations, people, and problems. This video will teach you how to take responsibility for your choices, responses, and actions. You will learn that your life is shaped not by external circumstances, but by your internal decisions and mindset. This shift alone can bring powerful changes in confidence, control, and clarity. Another important learning from this video is how to develop self-leadership before trying to lead others. You cannot effectively manage people, relationships, or work unless you can manage yourself first. This video will help you understand how to set clear goals, define personal values, and align your daily actions with your long-term vision. You will learn how to prioritize what truly matters instead of constantly chasing urgent but unimportant tasks. This video also focuses on improving relationships, which are a major part of both success and happiness. Many conflicts arise because people listen to reply, not to understand. Through the lessons shared here, you will learn the importance of empathy, deep listening, and mutual respect. These skills help build trust, improve communication, and strengthen personal as well as professional relationships. Strong relationships lead to better teamwork, leadership, and emotional peace. Time management is another major objective of this video. Most people feel busy all the time, but still feel unproductive. This video will teach you how to manage your time based on priorities rather than pressure. You will learn how to focus on important tasks that create long-term results instead of wasting energy on distractions. This approach reduces stress and increases effectiveness in work and life. The video also aims to teach you the power of win-win thinking. Many people believe that life is a competition where someone must lose for you to win. This video challenges that mindset and introduces the concept of mutual benefit. You will learn how to create solutions where all parties feel valued and respected. This mindset improves negotiations, partnerships, leadership, and long-term success. Another learning outcome of this video is the importance of continuous self-improvement. Growth does not stop after achieving a goal. This video will inspire you to invest regularly in your physical health, mental clarity, emotional stability, and spiritual balance. When you constantly sharpen yourself, you stay relevant, energized, and capable of handling challenges. This video is also designed to help you develop discipline and consistency. Motivation may come and go, but habits shape your destiny. You will learn how small daily actions, when repeated consistently, create massive results over time. This understanding helps you stay committed even when results are slow or invisible. Finally, the objective of this video is to help you live a balanced and meaningful life. Success without peace is empty. This video teaches you how to achieve results while maintaining inner calm, ethical values, and healthy relationships. Being proactive means recognizing that you are responsible for your choices, behavior, and attitude. Proactive people do not wait for perfect conditions. They focus on what they can control instead of worrying about what they cannot. They understand that their freedom lies in their ability to choose their response. Even in difficult situations, proactive people choose patience, discipline, and wisdom over anger and fear. Language plays a big role in this habit. Reactive people use phrases like, "I can't," "I have to," "that's just the way I am," or "they made me do it." These words show a mindset of weakness and dependency. Proactive people use language like "I choose" to "I will," "I prefer," and "I can." This language reflects confidence, responsibility, and self-leadership. When you change your language, you begin to change your mindset. Another important concept in being proactive is the circle of concern and circle of influence. The circle of concern includes things we worry about, such as global problems, other people's behavior, or past mistakes. The circle of influence includes things we can directly control, such as our actions, habits, and decisions. Reactive people focus most of their energy on the circle of concern, which makes their influence smaller. Proactive people focus on the circle of influence, which gradually expands their control and impact. Being proactive also means acting based on values rather than emotions. Emotions change frequently, but values remain stable. Proactive individuals define their core values and use them as a guide for decision-making. When challenges arise, they do not act impulsively. Instead, they pause, reflect, and respond in a way that aligns with their principles. This builds strong character and self-respect over time. In professional life, being proactive leads to growth and leadership. Instead of waiting for instructions, proactive employees look for solutions. They take initiative, suggest improvements, and accept responsibility for results. Employers trust proactive people because they do not need constant supervision. This habit naturally attracts opportunities, promotions, and respect. In personal life, being proactive improves relationships. Instead of blaming others for misunderstandings, proactive people communicate openly and honestly. They apologize when necessary and forgive when possible. They understand that healthy relationships require effort, patience, and maturity. This habit helps reduce conflicts and build emotional stability. Being proactive does not mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is fine. It means facing reality with courage and confidence. Proactive people accept difficult truths and take constructive action. They understand that growth often comes through discomfort and challenge. Developing this habit requires awareness and practice. It starts by observing your reactions and asking yourself whether you're responding consciously or reacting emotionally. Over time, small changes in behavior create a strong sense of control and confidence. When you truly practice being proactive, you stop feeling like a victim of life and start feeling like a creator of your destiny. This habit empowers you to take charge of your thoughts, actions, and future, making it the most important step toward becoming a highly effective person. The second powerful lesson from the 7 habits of highly effective people is begin with the end in mind. This habit teaches the importance of clarity, vision, and purpose in life. It means clearly understanding where you want to go before you start moving. Many people work very hard every day, but they're not sure what they are actually working toward. Without a clear destination, effort becomes wasted energy. This habit helps you design your life intentionally instead of living randomly. Beginning with the end in mind means visualizing the desired outcome of your life. It encourages you to think deeply about what truly matters to you. Stephen Covey asks a powerful question. How do you want to be remembered? This question forces you to reflect on your values, character, and long-term goals. When you know your destination, your daily decisions become clearer and more meaningful. This habit is based on the idea that everything is created twice. The first creation happens in the mind, and the second creation happens in reality. Before building a house, an architect creates a blueprint. Similarly, before creating a successful life, you must create a mental blueprint. Without this blueprint, you may achieve success that does not bring happiness or fulfillment. Many people reach high positions, but feel empty because they climbed the wrong ladder. A key concept of this habit is personal leadership. Management is about doing things right, but leadership is about doing the right things. This habit focuses on leadership at a personal level. It helps you lead yourself by defining your values, priorities, and direction. When you lead yourself effectively, managing time, work, and relationships becomes easier. One practical way to apply this habit is by creating a personal mission statement. A personal mission statement defines who you are, what you stand for, and what you want to achieve in life. It acts as a compass that guides your decisions and actions. When faced with confusion or pressure, your mission statement helps you stay aligned with your principles. It brings clarity and confidence in decision-making. Beginning with the end in mind also improves time management. When you are clear about your goals, you can prioritize tasks that support your vision. Instead of reacting to urgent demands, you focus on important activities that create long-term value. This reduces stress and increases productivity. You stop being busy and start being effective. In professional life, this habit helps you set meaningful career goals. Instead of chasing promotions blindly, you think about the kind of professional and leader you want to become. This clarity helps you choose opportunities that align with your values. It also improves teamwork, as people with a clear vision communicate better and work with purpose. In relationships, beginning with the end in mind helps build understanding and respect. When you know the kind of relationship you want, you behave in ways that support trust, empathy, and cooperation. You become more patient and intentional in your interactions. This habit helps prevent conflicts and strengthens emotional bonds. This habit also teaches responsibility for choices. When you know your destination, you take ownership of your path. You stop blaming circumstances and start adjusting your actions. Even when life takes unexpected turns, having a clear purpose helps you adapt without losing direction. Developing this habit requires self-reflection and honesty. It asks you to slow down and think deeply about your life. This can be uncomfortable, but it is necessary for growth. Over time, clarity replaces confusion, and confidence replaces doubt. When you truly begin with the end in mind, your life becomes purposeful, focused, and meaningful. You stop drifting and start directing your energy toward a future you consciously choose. This habit transforms effort into impact and dreams into reality. The third essential lesson from the 7 habits of highly effective people is put first things first. This habit is about execution, discipline, and living according to priorities. After learning to be proactive and defining a clear vision for life, the next step is turning that vision into daily action. Many people know what they want and even understand what is important, but they fail to act consistently. This habit bridges the gap between intention and action. Putting first things first means organizing and managing your life around what truly matters, not around what feels urgent. Most people spend their days responding to phone calls, messages, deadlines, and external pressures. They are constantly busy, yet they feel exhausted and unfulfilled. This habit teaches that effectiveness comes from focusing on important tasks that align with your values and long-term goals. Stephen Covey introduces the concept of the time management matrix, which divides activities into 4 categories based on urgency and importance. Important and urgent tasks include crises and deadlines. Important but not urgent tasks include planning, relationship building, learning, health, and personal growth. Urgent but not important tasks include interruptions and distractions. Neither urgent nor important tasks include time-wasting activities. Highly effective people focus most of their time on important but not urgent activities because these create long-term success and balance. This habit requires strong self-discipline. It means saying no to distractions and yes to priorities. It often involves making difficult choices, such as choosing long-term benefits over short-term comfort. For example, exercising regularly, learning new skills, and spending quality time with loved ones may not feel urgent, but they are extremely important. When these activities are ignored, they eventually turn into urgent problems. Putting first things first also means aligning your schedule with your values. Instead of planning your day based on pressure, you plan it based on purpose. You decide in advance what deserves your time and energy. This proactive planning reduces stress and increases confidence. You feel in control of your day instead of feeling controlled by it. In professional life, this habit helps improve productivity and leadership. Effective professionals focus on high-impact tasks rather than low-value activities. They plan their week, set clear priorities, and protect time for meaningful work. They avoid constant multitasking, which reduces quality and increases mental fatigue. As a result, they produce better results with less stress. In personal life, putting first things first strengthens relationships and well-being. Spending time with family, listening deeply, and maintaining health require intentional effort. This habit encourages you to invest time in these areas before problems arise. When relationships and health are prioritized, life feels more balanced and peaceful. This habit also teaches delegation and trust. Highly effective people understand that they cannot do everything themselves. They delegate tasks appropriately and focus on their highest responsibilities. This not only saves time, but also empowers others. Delegation based on trust builds strong teams and reduces burnout. Putting first things first is closely connected to personal integrity. When your actions match your values, you experience inner peace and self-respect. When you repeatedly ignore priorities, guilt and frustration increase. This habit helps you build a strong sense of integrity by honoring commitments to yourself and others. Developing this habit takes practice and patience. It requires regular planning, reflection, and adjustment. Some days will be challenging, and priorities may shift. However, consistent effort gradually builds discipline and clarity. Over time, important activities become natural habits rather than forced actions. When you truly practice putting first things first, your life becomes organized, focused, and meaningful. You stop feeling overwhelmed and start feeling purposeful. This habit transforms vision into reality and effort into lasting achievement. It ensures that your time and energy are invested where they matter the most. Understanding the habits is important, but true transformation happens only when these principles are applied in real life. Practical application turns knowledge into results. The first step is awareness. Observe your daily behavior, reactions, and decisions. Notice where you act reactively, where you lack clarity, and where priorities are ignored. Awareness creates the foundation for change and helps you consciously practice effectiveness. To apply the habit of being proactive, start by identifying situations that usually trigger emotional reactions. For example, criticism at work, arguments at home, or unexpected problems. Instead of reacting immediately, pause and ask yourself what response aligns with your values. Practice choosing calm communication over anger. Take responsibility for mistakes instead of blaming others. Over time, this practice builds emotional strength and self-control. In professional life, proactive behavior can be applied by taking initiative. If you see a problem, think of a solution before complaining. Offer ideas, volunteer for responsibility, and focus on improvement rather than excuses. This approach builds trust and positions you as a reliable and capable individual. Even in difficult environments, proactive people stand out because of their attitude and ownership. To apply, begin with the end in mind. Create clarity in different areas of life. Write down what kind of professional you want to be, what kind of relationships you want to build, and what values you want to live by. Imagine your ideal future and define success in your own terms. Use this vision as a guide when making decisions. If an opportunity does not align with your long-term purpose, reconsider it. A practical example of this habit is goal setting. Instead of vague goals, set clear and meaningful goals connected to your values. For instance, instead of saying, "I want to be successful," define what success means to you. This clarity helps you focus energy and avoid distractions. Review your goals regularly to stay aligned with your vision. Applying "put first things first" requires planning and discipline. Start by listing tasks and identifying which ones are truly important. Schedule time for important activities like learning, exercise, family, and self-reflection. Protect this time from interruptions. Avoid filling your schedule only with urgent tasks. Weekly planning helps maintain focus and balance. In daily life, practical application means small, consistent actions. Wake up on time, plan your day, and complete high-priority tasks first. Limit distractions such as excessive social media or unnecessary commitments. These small changes gradually create control and productivity. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. These habits can also be applied in relationships. Practice proactive communication by expressing feelings respectfully. Use empathy and listen to understand instead of replying defensively. Begin with the end in mind by asking what kind of relationship you want to build. Put first things first by giving time, attention, and presence to people who matter. In stressful situations, these habits provide stability. When facing pressure, return to values. Focus on what you can control. Clarify the desired outcome and take one important step at a time. This approach reduces anxiety and increases confidence. Applying these habits in health means prioritizing physical and mental well-being. Exercise regularly, eat mindfully, and rest properly. These actions may not feel urgent, but they are essential for long-term effectiveness. Neglecting health eventually creates problems that affect every area of life. The key to application is patience. Habits do not change overnight. Expect mistakes and setbacks. Learn from them and continue practicing. Track progress and celebrate small improvements. Growth is gradual but powerful when consistent. When these habits are applied daily, life becomes more organized, purposeful, and balanced. Effectiveness is no longer a concept, but a lived experience. Practical application turns principles into results and creates lasting positive change. The core lessons of the 7 habits of highly effective people are designed to help individuals transform their lives from the inside out. These habits are not quick fixes or motivational tricks. They are principle-centered practices that create lasting effectiveness. When viewed together, the habits form a clear progression that guides a person toward responsibility, clarity, discipline, and meaningful success. The journey begins with the habit of being proactive. This lesson emphasizes personal responsibility and the power of choice. It teaches that individuals are not controlled by circumstances, emotions, or other people. Instead, they always have the freedom to choose their response. By focusing on what can be controlled rather than what cannot, people gain confidence and influence. This habit shifts the mindset from victimhood to ownership, laying a strong foundation for growth and self-leadership. The second lesson, beginning with the end in mind, focuses on vision and purpose. It encourages individuals to define what truly matters to them before making decisions. By creating a clear mental picture of desired outcomes, people can align their actions with their values. This habit highlights the importance of personal leadership and long-term thinking. It helps prevent wasted effort and ensures that success is meaningful, not empty. With a clear vision, daily choices become intentional rather than reactive. The third lesson, putting first things first, is about turning vision into action. It teaches the discipline of prioritization and effective time management. Instead of being controlled by urgency and pressure, individuals learn to focus on important activities that support long-term goals. This habit emphasizes planning, consistency, and integrity. When people align their schedules with their values, they experience reduced stress, improved productivity, and greater balance in life. Together, these first 3 habits help individuals move from dependence to independence. They build self-control, clarity, and discipline. A person who practices these habits can manage themselves effectively, take responsibility for results, and live according to purpose rather than impulse. The habits also highlight the importance of character over personality. True effectiveness comes from integrity, honesty, and consistency. Skills and techniques may bring short-term success, but character creates trust and long-term impact. By focusing on inner development, these habits help individuals build a strong moral foundation that supports sustainable success. Another key theme across the lessons is balance. Effectiveness is not about working non-stop or sacrificing personal life for achievement. It is about creating harmony between personal growth, professional success, and relationships. The habits encourage investment in health, learning, emotional well-being, and meaningful connections. This balanced approach leads to a more fulfilling and peaceful life. The lessons also emphasize conscious decision-making. Instead of acting on autopilot, individuals are encouraged to pause, reflect, and choose responses aligned with values. This awareness improves emotional intelligence and reduces unnecessary conflict. It helps people handle challenges with calmness and wisdom rather than fear or anger. Consistency is another central message. Small daily actions, when aligned with principles, create powerful long-term results. The habits teach patience and persistence. They remind individuals that meaningful change takes time and effort. Progress may be slow, but consistency ensures growth and stability. These lessons are practical and universal. They apply to students, professionals, leaders, and families. They improve productivity, strengthen relationships, and increase self-respect. They also help individuals navigate uncertainty and pressure with confidence. In summary, the main lessons of this book teach responsibility, purpose, prioritization, balance, and character. They provide a clear roadmap for living an effective life. When practiced consistently, these habits transform not only what people do, but who they become. Effectiveness becomes a natural outcome of living by principles rather than chasing results. Now that you understand the powerful life lessons from the 7 habits of highly effective people, the most important step is action. Knowledge alone does not change life. Applied knowledge does. This is the moment to move beyond listening and start practicing. Real transformation begins when you decide to take responsibility for your thoughts, choices, and daily habits. This call to action is not about doing everything at once, but about taking the first conscious step toward effectiveness. Start by choosing one habit to focus on. Do not overwhelm yourself by trying to change everything immediately. Pick the habit that feels most relevant to your current situation. If you often feel helpless or reactive, begin with being proactive. If you feel lost or confused, begin with the end in mind. If you struggle with time and discipline, put first things first. Focus creates momentum, and momentum creates confidence. Make a commitment to self-awareness. Observe your behavior throughout the day. Notice how you respond to challenges, people, and pressure. Ask yourself whether your actions are aligned with your values or driven by emotions. This simple awareness creates powerful change. When you become conscious, you gain control. Write down your observations if possible. Reflection strengthens learning and clarity. Take responsibility for your choices. Stop blaming circumstances, people, or the past. Every time you blame, you give away your power. Instead, ask what you could do differently. Responsibility is empowering, not limiting. It shifts you from victim mode to leadership mode. This mindset alone can dramatically improve confidence and self-respect. Define your personal values and vision. Spend time thinking about what truly matters to you. What kind of person do you want to become? What kind of life do you want to live? Write a simple personal mission statement. It does not need to be perfect. It just needs to reflect your core values. Use it as a guide for decision making and behavior. Plan your days and weeks intentionally. Identify important activities that support your long-term goals and schedule time for them. Protect this time from distractions. Learn to say no to things that do not align with your priorities. Remember that every yes is also a no to something else. Choose wisely. Practice discipline through small actions. Wake up on time, complete important tasks first, and stay consistent. Do not wait for motivation. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. Even when you feel tired or uncertain, take small steps. Small actions repeated daily create massive change over time. Apply these habits in relationships. Listen more deeply. Communicate honestly and respectfully. Take initiative to improve relationships instead of waiting for others to change. Apologize when needed and forgive when possible. Healthy relationships require effort, patience, and empathy. When relationships improve, life becomes more peaceful and fulfilling. Invest in continuous growth. Read, learn, exercise, and reflect regularly. Sharpen your physical health, mental clarity, emotional balance, and inner strength. Growth is not optional if you want to remain effective. It keeps you adaptable and resilient in a changing world. Be patient with yourself. Change takes time. You will make mistakes and face setbacks. Do not quit when progress feels slow. Learn from failures and continue practicing. Consistency is more important than perfection. Celebrate small improvements and keep moving forward. Share these lessons with others. Teach what you learn through your behavior. Led by example. When others see positive change in you, they will be inspired to grow as well. Influence is created through character and consistency, not words alone. Finally, commit to living a principle-centered life. Let integrity, responsibility, respect, and purpose guide your actions. When you align your life with timeless principles, effectiveness becomes natural. Success becomes meaningful. Peace becomes possible. This is your moment to act. Start today. Choose growth over comfort. Choose purpose over pressure. Choose effectiveness over excuses. Your future is shaped by what you practice daily, not what you intend someday. As we reach the end of this summary, it is important to remember that The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is not just a book you read once and forget. It is a guide you return to again and again as life evolves. The true power of these habits lies not in understanding them intellectually, but in living them consistently. Effectiveness is not a destination you reach. It is a way of living every single day. Many people spend their lives searching for success, happiness, and peace in external achievements. They believe that when they get a better job, more money, or more recognition, life will finally feel complete. But this book teaches a deeper truth. Real fulfillment starts from within. When your character is strong, your values are clear, and your actions are aligned with purpose, success becomes a natural byproduct rather than a constant struggle. One of the most inspiring messages of this book is that change is always possible. No matter where you are in life, no matter what mistakes you have made, you can choose a new direction. The moment you decide to take responsibility for your thoughts, choices, and habits, your life begins to change. You're not defined by your past. You're shaped by the habits you practice today. These habits remind us that small daily actions matter more than big intentions. You do not need dramatic changes to transform your life. You need consistent, principle-based behavior. Choosing patience over anger, clarity over confusion, discipline over distraction, and purpose over pressure may seem small, but over time, these choices create extraordinary results. Another powerful lesson from this book is the importance of balance. Life is not meant to be lived in constant stress or burnout. True effectiveness includes physical health, mental clarity, emotional stability, meaningful relationships, and inner peace. When one area is neglected, life becomes unbalanced. These habits encourage you to care for yourself while contributing positively to others and the world around you. The book also teaches that leadership begins with self-leadership. Before trying to change others, you must work on yourself. When you become disciplined, focused, and value-driven, you naturally inspire people around you. Your actions become your message. Your character becomes your influence. This is the most authentic form of leadership. It is also important to understand that practicing these habits is not always easy. There will be days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or discouraged. There will be moments when old patterns try to pull you back. In those moments, remember that growth is not linear. Progress includes setbacks. What matters is your commitment to continue. Be kind to yourself during the process. Do not expect perfection. Expect learning. Every mistake is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Every challenge is a chance to practice effectiveness. When you view life as a classroom instead of a battlefield, pressure turns into progress. These habits are timeless because human nature does not change. People will always face stress, conflict, fear, and uncertainty. What changes is how effectively they respond. When you live by principles rather than impulses, you become stable in an unstable world. You develop inner strength that cannot be taken away by external circumstances. As you move forward, remember that effectiveness is a choice you make repeatedly. Each day offers new opportunities to practice responsibility, clarity, discipline, and balance. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment. The best moment to begin is now. Let these habits become part of your identity, not just your routine. When effectiveness becomes who you are, not just what you do, life feels more meaningful and peaceful. You stop chasing success and start attracting it naturally. In the end, a highly effective life is not about achieving more than others. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. It is about living with integrity, purpose, and contribution. When you live this way, success feels fulfilling, relationships feel deeper, and life feels worth living. Carry these lessons forward. Practice them daily. Trust the process. Your future self will thank you for the choices you make today.